One Piece manga chapter 880. Now this chapter is the last of this volume, and I feel like the ending of this chapter was so perfect for that. And yes, we have no break next week, plus we're getting an early chapter, so that's definitely hype for next week. So this was just perfect. Now the first part of this chapter was a bit dull, and I feel like they used a lot of pages just for, you know, the Sanji and pudding making the cake, and I feel like they could have done everything they needed to do in like 5 pages. But regardless, we still got some progression towards the cake being made as they snuck Lola into Cocoa Island to make the cake, and we're finally gonna see Sanji's attack cuisine, maybe something we might see from you know, what he learned from Yonko, one of those recipes. And I think one of Big Mom's children definitely shows up while you're making the cake, and that might be Sanji's fight this arc again, maybe against Daifuku, or even maybe there's a small chance maybe Smoothie shows up and he finally has to fight a woman, or maybe Oven or someone relevant has to show up. And I feel like Sanji definitely deserves a fight for sure. But then the question arises, even if they make the cake, that doesn't necessarily resolve everything the Straw Hats have done to Big Mom, and Big Mom did say she was gonna kill them anyways for destroying Mother Caramel's picture and messing the whole wedding up. So I feel like Sanji has to do something special to the cake to make Big Mom pass out or something, I don't know, or something around that idea that gives them a chance to get out of Totland alive. Now we move back to the mirror world, and Luffy is getting his ass handed to him, bloodied and everything. So Luffy in his base form, gear 2nd, gear 3rd, is no match for Katakuri, and Katakuri copies every attack Luffy shows and makes them stronger. Again, with this skill Katakuri has shown, I think Katakuri is definitely an awakened Devil Fruit user, given the fact that he can use his ability and control it to the point where he can copy people's attacks and make them stronger. So Luffy right now is in a bad predicament. Again, Luffy has to find a way to counter Katakuri. Now granted, Luffy hasn't gone gear 4 yet, but I don't think gear 4 will be enough. It has to be something different. Again, a speed based form is something we're looking at, and even then it's hard for me to see Katakuri losing to Luffy right now. Again, we have to remind ourselves, like, this is a Yonko's right hand. I honestly think we might see something gearing towards Luffy's King's Haki, not so much Awakening, because I still think Luffy is far from perfecting his Devil Fruit. But yeah, we might see something with King's or Awakening. I'm gearing towards King's though, you know, who knows. But something has to happen in the next couple of chapters, or someone has to intervene to help Luffy against Katakuri, because right now Luffy is looking kind of helpless, and I don't see him getting out of this. And the way Katakuri was trash talking to Luffy in this chapter was just gold, saying how useless he was, given the fact that he basically said he was going to save the day. But we know Luffy will have his comeback. But Katakuri is definitely looking like my favorite Yonko commander for the time being. Like, this man is just epic. And apart from Luffy struggling with Katakuri, everyone on the Sunny is pretty much about to get killed. Now we finally get a confirmation that Big Mom, or even just Devil Fruit users in general, they can use their abilities to affect water, as Big Mom showed in this chapter that she could use her powers on water, which confirmed the theory I did about 7 months ago. And this is something people weren't sure about, because water nerfs a Devil Fruit user's ability or weakens them to the point that they cannot use it. So as far as your body is not touching water, you can affect the sea with your Devil Fruit power. But it was pretty much confirmation for me ever since Shiki did it something similar in Strong World, where he used his levitation ability to control seawater. But this shows that Big Mom's powers are insanely broken and has no limits. Apart from the fact that she cannot put a soul in a corpse, everything else applies. So she can literally put a soul into like a sea stone cuff. She can put it on a poneglyph. She can put a soul into anything apart from a human body. Now that's just crazy, and it just shows how overpowered the Yonkos are. And this gives us an insight of how broken people like Kaido, Shanks, Blackbeard, how strong they're gonna be, and what we're gonna see from these guys. Because it looks like Big Mom is casual right now. She doesn't seem to be pulling, imagine her own version of Gear 4, if we can only imagine, right? But right now it's looking really bad for the Straw Hat. Luffy stuck in the mirror world with Katakuri getting his ass handed to him, and the Sunny is about to get crushed. But we do have Jinbei, who may counter the wave with, you know, Fishman Karate. We know he can use water, and he can call like whales to help him, or the Sun Pirate shows up and saves the Straw Hat. But right now it's looking really bad. And as far as Katakuri versus Luffy goes, we've seen Luffy get beat many times in the story. We always know Luffy's gonna have his comeback. I mean, he died against Crocodile and eventually beat him. But you know, I'm not sure if Luffy's actually gonna beat Katakuri, because I feel like the gap between them is a bit too big, and you know, it's not reasonable for Luffy to beat Katakuri right now. But as far as showing him new abilities, this this is definitely a route to progress Luffy to use his ability in a more efficient way, and this will definitely help him when you're gonna fight the calamities in Wano. So it's definitely a progression for Luffy as far as his combat abilities go. Again, I think it's a training session. Luffy is getting stronger by looking at how Katakuri is using his Devil Fruit. We know Luffy picks up things right off the bat. But yeah, again, this was a great chapter. 8 out of 10 for me. Again, Yonko greatness, but something special should happen in the next chapter regarding Luffy and Katakuri and the Sunny. If not, this is the end of the journey. No more Pirate King. But comment down below what you guys think. It is Pharaoh, and I'm out. Peace.